Hi friends, welcome back. Have you noticed that most casseroles have cream soup in them? What if you don't like cream soup or you don't have cream soup? Today I have 3 casserole recipes that do not take cream soup, and they are all a hit at my house. So grab a seat and let's get started. I'm going to make chicken teriyaki casserole. First I need 1 cup of cooked rice. I'm going to make it in my Instapot. I have 1 cup of long grain white rice, 1 3/4 cup of water, and I'm going to cook this for 14 minutes on the rice setting. In case no one has ever told you, if you have a cutting board that slips around on your counter, just put a wet towel underneath. It can even be a paper towel. It works great. I went looking for some rotisserie chicken in my freezer. However, I am out of rotisserie chicken today and I just have turkey left over from Thanksgiving, so this will just be turkey teriyaki casserole. This is obviously still frozen, so I'm going to stick it in my microwave and defrost for probably 2 minutes. I'm just going to shred the turkey. I almost forgot, I need a bag of steamed vegetables. I'm going to use this generic looking bag of broccoli. This is 16 ounces. You can use anywhere from 12 to 16 ounces. Steam it in the microwave, or you could just cook it on the stovetop. You just want them soft. I'm just going to put this in the microwave for 5 minutes. All right, I have all of my turkey shredded, and my rice is still cooking, and my broccoli is still steaming in the microwave. Now I'm going to make the sauce. Before I make my sauce, I'm going to get my pan ready. I need a 9x13 pan, and I'm just going to spray it with some canola spray. I'm going to set this aside. I need a container with a good lid. I need 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of water. I'm just going to put a lid on this and set this aside for later. Yes, this is a sandwich container. It's fine. I am out of, I think all my other dishes are dirty. I need 3/4 cup of soy sauce. I am going to be using this sweet Tamari sauce. It's gluten-free and works the same as soy sauce. 1/2 cup of water. I'm just going to rinse out my measuring cup a little bit. I get all the good stuff. There. 1/2 teaspoon of ground ginger. 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I was about to whisk all of that and I realized I forgot the garlic. I need 1/2 teaspoon of minced garlic. And then whisk that together. I turn my heat on to a medium and bring it to a boil. This is starting to come to a boil, and I am just going to let it boil for 1 minute. All right, then I'm going to shake up my cornstarch and water, and then add that, whisk that together, and cook that until it thickens. I'm just going to keep it on low. I'm actually just going to heat up the shredded turkey for about 30 to 45 seconds. I just want it a little bit warm so it heats up faster in the oven. Got my steamed broccoli, and you can use any kind of vegetables that you like. We just like broccoli, so that's what I use. My warmed up turkey. My oven is preheated to 350 degrees. I'm going to pour over some of the sauce. The rest of the bit. I'm just going to stir that. I'm going to add the rice, just a little at a time. Maybe. I'm going to stir that in there. All right, I have a little bit of sauce left over. I think this looks like there's enough sauce in here. I think I'm going to save the extra sauce to drizzle over the top if anyone wants that. So I'm going to put this in the oven and bake for about 20 minutes. And that's dinner tonight, turkey teriyaki casserole. I'm going to make meatball and mashed potato bake. I need 1 pound of ground hamburger or ground turkey. I'm using ground turkey. 1/3 cup of breadcrumbs, plain or seasoned, doesn't matter. 1 egg, 2 tablespoons of milk, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, half of a teaspoon of salt, a few dashes of pepper. Clean hands, jewelry off, get in and mash it up. I'm going to add some more breadcrumbs because this is ground turkey and it's a lot softer. I'm just going to double it. So I have 2/3 cup. Let's see if this is good enough. I'm going to add 1/3 more, so 1 cup total of breadcrumbs. Again, it's very soft. I think that's better. I have my sheet pan. I'm going to line it with foil and then spray with cooking spray. I'm just going to use my 1 tablespoon size cookie scoop. I have my oven preheating to 400 degrees. I'm going to finish scooping up the meatballs and I'll be right back. I'm going to bake these for 20 minutes. While the meatballs are baking, I'm going to slice up some carrots for a side. I'm just going to boil these till they're soft. And then when they're done, add some butter and salt and pepper. Just very easy, basic cooked carrots. I'm going to finish cutting these up and I'll be back. My carrots have been boiling for about 20 minutes and now I'm going to get started on my potatoes. I'm just going to make instant potatoes. I'm going to do 8 servings. I'm just going to make these as directed on the package. I need 3 cups of water. And I'm going to season this with 3 teaspoons of chicken bouillon. I'm just going to turn this to a medium-high and bring that to a boil. I forgot to add 4 tablespoons of butter. I'm just going to bring that to a boil. Right, this is boiling. I'm going to pour in my 2 cups of potato flakes. And then I have about 3 tablespoons or so of sour cream. I'm just going to stir that together, lift that off the heat a little bit. And then 1 cup of milk. If it's too thin, you can always add more potato flakes. If it's too thick, add a little bit more milk or sour cream. I'm going to add a splash more milk, more than a splash. Nice and creamy. All right, now to assemble. I have a casserole dish. If you just have a 9x9 cake pan or an 8x8 cake pan, that's fine too. I'm just going to use some canola spray up the sides, and then put my potatoes in the bottom. Smooth it out as much as you can, and then put the meatballs on there. Top with some shredded cheese. I just have Colby Jack, whatever kind you like. Can't go wrong. And then everything is cooked and still warm or hot, so you just need to melt the cheese. I'm going to put this in the oven for about 10-15 minutes, still at 400 degrees. After 10 minutes, the cheese is melted and this is ready to serve. And that's dinner tonight, meatball and mashed potato bake. I'm going to make a smoked sausage casserole. I'm going to start by boiling water in a medium saucepan. I filled my saucepan 2/3 of the way with water, and I'm going to turn my heat to a medium-high and bring it to a boil. All right, this is boiling. I'm going to add some salt. And then I have 2 cups of penne pasta. I'm going to stir this occasionally. I'm just going to cook this to al dente. My package directions say 10 to 12 minutes for that. I'm going to slice up some smoked sausage. This is a 7-ounce package. The recipe calls for 12-ounce. I'm just going to use a 7-ounce. I'm just going to set this aside. I need 1 cup of chopped peppers, any kind. I just have a mix of some. These are really soft, so I thought I would use them up. The seeds out. These don't really have seeds. Some of them do. So any bad spots, I'm just going to cut those off. Then I have some green pepper strips that are frozen. I got a deal on peppers way back when, and I just cut them into strips, put them in quart bags and froze them. And every once in a while I pull some out and I use them in different dishes. All right, that looks like about a cup. Now I have an onion. I just need half of one. This one is growing a little extra. Probably a little older than what it should be, but it's fine. It will work. I'm just going to use half. The other half I double bag and keep it in the refrigerator until I need it again. My pasta is cooked to al dente. I'm going to drain this, set it aside, and then right before I use it, I'll just rinse it with some water so it is not sticky. I'm going to brown the smoked sausage in my saute pan. Turn my heat to a medium high, somewhere in there. I'm going to let that get hot. I'm going to wait about 90 seconds and then I'm going to dump this in. Dump that in. I'm just going to brown this a little bit. This will take about 5 minutes. Stir occasionally. These have been browning for 3 minutes. I think I'm just going to go to the next step. I don't want them to burn. Basically, you're just browning them to the color that you want. I'm going to add my chopped peppers, an onion, I'm going to add about 1.5 teaspoons of minced garlic. I have about 1 heaping teaspoon. Stir that in and continue cooking and stirring. It smells really, really good. I'm just going to cook this until my vegetables are soft. It's been about 5 minutes and my onion and garlic are looking pretty soft. I'm going to add 1 14.5-ounce can of diced tomatoes. If you have fire roasted or petite diced, those are fine as well. Stir that in. 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning. I am going to use my red wine style Italian seasoning. Salt and pepper to taste. I don't know how much. I'll taste it later. Okay, I'm going to bring this to a simmer and then continue simmering for 5 minutes. This has been simmering for 5 minutes. I'm just going to turn the heat off. I'm going to stir in my cooked pasta. I've rinsed it off. Try to mix this in without spilling, which is a challenge sometimes. I'm going to add about 3/4 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, sharp cheddar. Try to stir that. I have my casserole dish. If you do not have a casserole dish, you could just use a cake pan. I'm just going to spray with some canola spray. Pour this in. I hope this fits. I don't know. I am not so sure. Just going to stir this a little bit more. I have my oven preheating to 375 degrees. I'm going to sprinkle some more sharp cheddar cheese on top. because cheese makes everything better. I'm going to bake this uncovered at 375 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. I baked this for 25 minutes and I've let it cool for about 10 minutes. Future me popping in. This was a really light casserole. I like the Southwest flavors and the smokiness from the smoked sausage. I think a diced jalapeno would be really good in here too and give it a little bit of heat. But overall, this was really good. I would definitely make this again. And that's dinner tonight, pasta and smoked sausage casserole. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Let me know if you try any of these recipes. Inquiring minds want to know, is it a casserole, a hot dish, bake? What do you call it? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.